the Info Hub for today, Tuesday, August 7. In our headlines, more relief for Venezuelan migrants here to escape their country's economic crisis. 26 youths embark on a 3-week natural resources apprenticeship program. Business minister meets residents of Kokwani, and contract signed for 12 pumps to aid drainage in low-lying areas of Guyana. We bring you the details of these stories and more right now. A corporate entity, the Cinco Trading Limited, has come on board to lend their support to the Civil Defense Commission, CDC, to bring much-needed relief to the 260 Venezuelan migrants who are occupying areas in Barima-Waini. Hampers packaged with foodstuff and sanitary items were handed over to the Commission today. Here's our first report.
Chief Executive Officer of the Cinco Trading Company Limited, Frank Diabro, said the company's social corporate responsibility is to help those in need.
There was one time in my life that Guyana was in a similar situation. Going to Suriname, Trinidad, Jamaica, and elsewhere in search for essential food items. So now that God has helped me, that I can offer, I'm delighted. So we can give back to this year to the Venezuelans. Whenever there is an occasion, we will stand by them.
51 hampers were donated. Each box, which was packaged as per family, included food and sanitation items. The packages were handed over to the Civil Defense Commission at the company's warehouse today. Acting Director General of the CDC, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, described the Venezuelan migrants' influx in Guyana's border regions as a complex humanitarian situation. He encouraged more corporate entities to lend their support.
It's going to be a long haul because these persons are in dire needs and they are coming from Venezuela and are being occupied in those regions. They would need continuous support in the form of food supplies, health, documentations, etc. So gesture like this, the Civil Defense Commission welcome. It shows that agencies such as the Cinco Limited is taking their corporate responsibility very seriously.
The hampers, along with non-food items procured by CDC, IOM, and UNICEF, will be distributed to migrant families residing in Region 1. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
26 youths will learn about Guyana's natural resources sector and get a first-hand look at the opportunities available within as they embark on the Ministry of Natural Resources 2018 apprenticeship program. With the details, here's Anara Khan.
The 3-week program, which is in its second year, has participants from communities countrywide. They will learn about the country's natural resources sector, job opportunities, and visit hinterland regions. Minister of Natural Resources, Raphael Trotman, expressed the hope that the youths will see the sector as a worthy endeavor.
We hear about the bad, people putting guns on each other. There's a little video going around about this yesterday. Mud and sand and noise and grease. But it is a worthy endeavor. It just has to be done correctly. It has to be done in a way that you respect the people who live in the hinterland, for example. You respect that they live there, that they use the water that you are using for mining and therefore should not pollute it. And that when you pass through their villages, you have to treat them with respect and not prey on them and take advantage of them.
The minister reminded them that each person, whether they reside on the coast or interior regions, has a role to play in Guyana's development. Several previous participants shared some of their experiences with the new batch.
You will see for yourself and really understand what it is about and really get to see more of Guyana and understand that Guyana is really a beautiful country. And this experience, I'm sure that the new Youth Apprenticeship Program 2018, you will learn a lot and gain a lot of experience and see a lot of places that most Guyanese only dream about.
I'm just going to tell you to keep an open mind. Although the road may seem rough, at the end, you will see a beautiful picture.
The program is designed to enable youths to get a first-hand look at the opportunities available within the natural resources sector. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin last Friday met residents of Kokwani. While there, he shed light on the upcoming local government elections, LGE, the prospects of the oil and gas industry, and also listened to concerns raised by the residents. Here are the details.
With the upcoming local government elections on November 12, Minister Gaskin highlighted its importance and advised the Kokwani residents to vote for the best suitable candidate.
It is where democracy starts. It is where your representation begins. You are going to elect somebody to represent the specific constituency in which you live. Whichever constituency you live in, you have a chance to elect directly somebody to represent you on the NDC.
The business minister also shared the latest information on the budding oil and gas industry. Despite several concerns, the minister assured that all Guyanese will benefit from the oil.
The government cannot do it all. The government can provide sensible policies. The government can put the framework in place. But at the end of the day, individual businesses will have to go after the opportunities that will arise out of this. Individuals themselves will have to be careful about what choices they make when it comes to their own education and careers.
Concerns on the state of the Kokwani Road were also raised by residents. The minister promised to relay these and other concerns raised to the respective ministers in cabinet. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Why when I drink and I get smoking on? Hey barman, y'all don't sell cigarettes anymore?
The new tobacco law says we can't have cigarettes on public display and we can't advertise that we sell it.
Okay, give my part.
You can't do that in here, buddy. The law states that you can't smoke in an enclosed area. You have to go outside.
I think that's how they do it in foreign. So, the law finally comes again. I'm glad though.
Let's all work together to prevent cigarette smoking-related illnesses. Thanks for staying with us. A multi-million-dollar contract for the supply of 12 pumps to improve drainage in low-lying coastal areas of Guyana was signed between the Ministry of Agriculture and Apollo International Limited of India. Details in this report.
The installation of the high-capacity fixed and mobile drainage and irrigation pumps will significantly reduce the risk of flooding for residents. It will also boost drainage of 37,780 acres of farm and residential lands in regions 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder explains.
Guyana is highly vulnerable to flooding, particularly in the coastal areas which are below sea level. The Ministry of Agriculture, through a National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, has been concentrating on water management since the majority of Guyana's agricultural activities are practiced in its low-lying coastal regions. Since its accession to office in 2015, the Guyana government has made determined efforts to grapple with the deficiencies in the drainage and irrigation systems throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. We have reorganized the NDIA to manage water in a more deliberate and structured manner, looking at the unique needs of each region and allocating the resources to implement relevant plans.
NDIA head Frederick Flatts said every effort is being made to ensure the timely installation and operationalization of the pumps, funded through an Indian line of credit to the value of over $3 million. The contracts for the designs were awarded for 6 of the 7 pump stations, and construction will start in the third quarter of 2018.
We anticipate that within another 4 weeks, all of those designs will be completed, and we would be in a position to advertise for contractors to start working on the construction. Our objective is that by the time these pumps are supplied, we must be able to take them straight to the pump station. We do not want them to be in some place waiting the completion of the pump stations.
According to Minister Holder, approximately 1,242 Region 2 rice farmers will benefit from a 50% reduction in flooding. In Region 3, 3,500 acres in the backlands will be available to rice and cash crop farmers for cultivation in 2019. Mobile pumps will be replaced with fixed ones in Regions 4 and 6, allowing reduction of flooding by 50%. In Newton Zool Region 4, a 75% reduction of flooding events is projected, with the installation of a pump, and at Mora Point in Region 5, a new pump will be used for irrigation, benefiting at least 502 rice farmers in that catchment area. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
2 of Guyana's scholars set to pursue studies overseas received meaningful contributions from the AFC Cares initiative. Ghana's top 2016 CSEC performer Fatima Karim, who gained acceptance into Stanford University, California, USA, received a state-of-the-art computer, while Ricardo Jordan had his accommodation covered for the new academic year 2018-2019 at the University of Technology in Jamaica. The presentation was made in the presence of leader of the Alliance for Change, Raphael Trotman, party chairman Kemraj Ramchatan, and other members. The multi-billion-dollar East Coast of Demerara Road Widening and Improvement Project is on schedule for its September 2019 deadline. Renetta Lafleur has been following this project.
The widening of the 4-lane section from Better Hope to Annandale is now 60% completed. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure's Technical Services Manager, Nigel Erskine, said ongoing works include the extension of the bridges and drainage to accommodate the 4-lane road.
They are currently working on the construction of the drains. This activity is well advanced. It's about 90% completed. They're working on construction of revetment at Triumph. 400 meters of revetment is being constructed there. So far, about 250 meters have been constructed. They are also working on the extension of the culverts. That is ongoing. And of course, works are progressing very well in terms of the road works.
The plan is to complete the 4-lane section by the end of the year and proceed with the upgrade of the 2 lanes subsequently. According to Erskine, the contractor is well equipped with materials for the works.
Adequate supply of aggregates, adequate supply of sand and loam. In terms of the facilities, they have already set up the concrete batching plant, and the concrete for the project is being produced exclusively by that concrete plant. The asphalt concrete plant has already been assembled, calibrated, and is operational.
Vendor Zarina Mohammed, who has been selling at the Luzitnan tarmac for years, welcomed the road works.
The road is, they're doing the good, that's good, very good what they're doing, but now we're getting a little dust and so but that would be okay for me. And we're glad about it that the road is making.
Pavement of some sections of the roadway is expected to begin by early September. Renetta Lafleur for InfoHub.
Topical issues such as oil and gas, alternative sentencing, and climate change are among issues that will take the front burner as 72 youths from across the country prepare for a first-hand experience as parliamentarians at the upcoming National Youth Parliament. Here's our final report.
72 secondary school students from across the country and the University of Guyana will have first-hand experience as parliamentarians. So young people will have the opportunity to discuss a number of issues with the guidance of sitting parliamentarians from both sides of the House. Parliamentary Executive Assistant Carlton Charles said that they will debate 7 motions.
For the secondary school category, which we term the junior category, they will be debating climate change, non-communicable diseases, restructuring of the education sector, and youth representation in governance. And for the University of Guyana students, or the senior category, they will be debating climate change again, the media and the press, alternative sentencing in keeping with the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, as well as a motion on the oil and gas sector.
The first sitting will be on August 15 for the secondary schools, while UG students will have their debate on August 16. Some of the schools participating include Northwest Secondary, Anna Regina Secondary, West Demerara Secondary, St. Ignatius Secondary, and St. Joseph High. Charles outlined the objectives.
To train youths in democratic practice, leadership, negotiation, and conflict resolution, to help young people execute specific grassroots democracy initiatives at the local levels within their communities, to discuss and generate ideas on current legislation and policies and their implications for youths, to promote a broader awareness amongst young people of community and national issues and the process by which they can address those issues.
Former youth parliamentarian and mentor Travis Bruce shared how his participation in the first youth parliament has impacted his life.
The first year I remember being a little in shallow water. I wasn't sure what to expect, but at the end of it, I not only networked with persons, but I was empowered to do so much more, not only in my school, but in the community level.
The annual event starts August 10 and ends on August 18. The first Youth Parliament was held in March 2015. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
As usual, we leave you with your bridge and weather reports and a reminder to keep yourself updated on developments across Guyana at dpi.gov.gy. Goodbye.